All right, let's talk about something that so many people deal with, especially if you're over 60. It's that sharp, frustrating pain from a herniated disc. I mean, you know how it is. It can be completely debilitating. You follow all the advice, you do the exercises, but that pain just sticks around, doesn't it? Well, today we're going to dive into this because it turns out there are some key factors, some hidden saboteurs that conventional advice often misses completely.
So let's start with this. This is really the core idea of our explainer today. What if the things we do every single day, without even thinking about it, are secretly making that pain worse? This suggests that getting relief isn't just about adding new things, but maybe, just maybe, it's about stopping a few things. We're going to pull back the curtain on some of these hidden culprits that might be sabotaging your back right now.
So what are these hidden culprits we're talking about? Well, it all boils down to one central idea: inflammation. You know, we tend to think of a herniated disc as a purely physical, mechanical problem. But what's going on inside our bodies, chemically, is just as critical.
I love this way of thinking about it. Inflammation is like a small fire inside your body, and the wrong foods, well, they're like pouring gasoline right on it. When that fire is always smoldering, it gets in the way of your spinal discs healing properly. It makes the pain feel so much more intense. It just brings the whole problem into sharp focus, you know? And it forces you to ask a really important question. Am I fanning these flames, or am I trying to put the fire out?
And that question brings us right to our first major culprit: the food that's in your pantry, in your fridge. The reason your pain might be worse on some days could literally be sitting on your dinner plate. Let's break down what that looks like.
This lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the pain fuelers. We're talking about refined sugars in cookies and drinks, those easy processed meals, white bread, fried foods, basically anything that triggers that inflammatory response. But then on the other side, you've got the pain fighters. Simple stuff: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and water. These are the things that act like water on that internal fire. It shows you that every single meal is a choice. You're either feeding your pain or you're fighting it.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. It has a real impact on real people. Take the story of Mr. Bin. Now, he was doing all his exercises, but he had a sweet tooth, and it was fueling his pain. By making a few small changes, swapping out sugary snacks for fruit, choosing whole grains over white bread, the results were just wow. He came back with tears in his eyes because the pain had gotten so much better. It's such a powerful reminder of how much control we actually have, right in our own kitchens.
Okay, so we've talked about what you put in your body. Now for our second culprit, how you use your body. I'm talking about the small, everyday habits that we all do. Habits that can put a huge, unnecessary strain on our spine without us even realizing it.
When you look at this list, you realize how common this stuff is. I mean, who doesn't sit for long periods? But here's the thing. Sitting, especially when you're hunched over, can actually put more pressure on your discs than standing does. And then you have the classic mistakes, like lifting things the wrong way or twisting and bending at the same time. And smoking, that's a huge one. It literally starves your discs of the blood flow they need to stay healthy, making them brittle and slowing down any chance of healing.
This all comes down to moving with a little more awareness. We've all heard the phrase, lift with your legs, but this shows you exactly what it means. You keep your back straight, like a solid pillar. You bend down from your knees, not your waist, and you let those big, powerful leg muscles do all the heavy lifting. It's such a simple shift, but it makes a world of difference in protecting your spine. And this is a really great point. It's not about giving up the things you love to do. Just look at the story of Mrs. Tran. She absolutely loved gardening, but all that bending over was becoming unbearable. So did she stop? No way. She adapted. She started using a low stool to sit on, she took frequent breaks to stretch, and that's how she kept her passion alive while protecting her body. It's about working smarter, not just stopping.
All right, let's get to our final set of culprits. And honestly, these two are probably the most powerful, but also the most overlooked essentials when it comes to back health. I'm talking about your weight and your water intake. Just look at this number for a second. 80%. That is how much of your spinal discs, those little cushions between your vertebrae, is made of water. When you hear that, it kind of changes everything about how you think about hydration, doesn't it? And that 80% number explains exactly why dehydration is such a silent enemy for your back. When those discs start to lose water, they can't stay plump and spongy. They become less flexible, they lose their shock-absorbing ability. That makes them way more vulnerable to pressure and injury. It means that just drinking enough water throughout the day is one of the easiest, most effective things you can do for your spine.
And this really gets to the core of it, the very foundation of your spinal health. Every extra pound of body weight, especially around your middle, puts several pounds of constant, grinding pressure right on your lower back. So when you combine that pressure with discs that are dehydrated and less bouncy, you see the full picture. Managing your weight and staying hydrated aren't just good ideas. It's how you literally build a stronger, more resilient foundation for your entire back.
So, we've identified the saboteurs. We've talked about the food, the habits, the overlooked essentials. Now let's talk about the payoff. Because this isn't just about managing pain. It's about something much bigger. It's about empowerment. It's about taking back control of your own life. This, right here, is the most important message of all. I know that the kind of pain that comes with a herniated disc can make you feel completely defeated, like nothing you do matters. But you are not helpless. Every healthy food choice, every time you bend your knees to pick something up, every extra glass of water, these are all small, intentional acts of care. You're giving your body the tools it desperately needs to heal itself.
And ultimately, this is what's really at stake. The journey isn't just about making the pain stop. It's about reclaiming the joy in your life. It's about getting back those precious moments that chronic pain steals from you, being able to play with your grandkids without that sudden wince, or enjoying a simple walk in the park without being afraid of the consequences. These small changes are your path back to that life.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. Just think about it for a second. You don't have to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Just what is one small thing, one small change you can make, starting today to support your spine? Maybe it's just swapping one soda for a glass of water. Maybe it's setting a timer to get up and stretch for 5 minutes. That one small step, that's the beginning. That's you taking back control.